Hi everyone, this is Dave from Geekanoids, and this is the second of my news updates covering the revamp to Apple's iMac lineup. Now, very exciting day because they've upgraded the processor speeds, we've got new graphics cards and some other little changes along the way too. So I'm going to quickly tell you what hasn't changed. First of all, you've still got the choice between 21.5 inch and 27 inch models with the same 1920 by 1080 resolution on the 21.5 inch or 2560 by 1440 on the larger 27 inch model. Also, what stayed the same is you get the Airport Extreme, which is 802.11n Wi-Fi, you get Bluetooth, Gigabit Ethernet, you also get 4 USB 2 ports, one FireWire 800 port, and the memory card slot now accepts SDXC memory cards. Built-in stereo speakers are standard, plus the microphone, and you also get a wireless Apple keyboard and also that wireless Magic Mouse. So now onto the different models. The base model at £999 including VAT is a 21.5 inch model. No more Core 2 Duo processors. The minimum spec is a 3.06 GHz Core i3 processor with 4 MB of shared level 3 cache. So big improvement there. Now on this base model you also get an ATI Radeon HD 4670 graphics card with 256 MB of GDDR3 SD RAM, 500 GB serial ATA hard drive, and also that slot load super drive, which I just should reiterate is standard across the range. Now this base model with the 4 GB of RAM and that 3.06 GHz processor is going to cost you £999 including VAT. Next one up the range is going to cost you £1,249 including VAT, and what that does is get you a slightly faster processor. We're going up to a 3.2 GHz Intel Core i3 processor. You also get an uprated graphics card, an HD 5670 with 512 MB of RAM, and also a 1TB SATA hard drive instead of the 500 GB one. Now this next model up, the £1,249 model, you can also upgrade the processor as a build to order option to a 3.6 GHz Core i5 processor, and you can also upgrade the hard drive to 2 TB if you so wish. So that's the smaller models out the way. Onto the 27 inch models. Now the base 27 inch model is going to cost you £1,399 including VAT, and that gets you the 3.2 GHz Core i3 processor, the 5670 graphics card with 512 MB of RAM and a 1TB serial ATA drive. Now when you step up to the 27 inch models, including this entry level one, you can upgrade the processor again to the Core i5 running at 3.6 GHz. You can also upgrade the hard drive to 2 TB, but there's also room in there for an additional hard drive. Now it's not going to be an actual hard drive, it's going to be one of the smaller 2.5 inch solid state drives, but the fact that you can put that in there means that this could be one super fast machine. If you configure it to have the solid state drive in there and just install the OS and your applications on that solid state drive, this thing is going to absolutely fly. Now the top end model, again 27 inches, it's going to cost you £1,649, and for that you get the 2.8 GHz quad core Intel Core i5 processor, and that's got 8 MB of shared level 3 cache. You also get 1TB hard drive and an even higher rated graphics card, an ATI Radeon HD 5750 with 1 GB of GDDR5 memory. So that's 1 GB of GDDR5 memory, so really high end graphics card. You can also configure this one with that additional SSD drive if you want, and both the 27 inch models you can also go up to 16 GB of RAM. I do believe you can also put 16 GB in the 21.5 inch models as well. Now the top end one you can also configure an even higher rated processor. You can go up to a 2.93 GHz quad core Intel Core i7 processor. Absolutely going to fly, in combination with the SATA hard drive and the solid state drive, makes for one really impressive machine. So I was really impressed with these new iMac announcements from Apple today. You can also in your configure to order options, you can also specify one of the new Magic trackpads that I covered in an earlier video, so that could be worthwhile doing if you want to bring multi-touch gestures to your iMac as well. Well, thanks very much for listening. Please do check back on the Geekanoids channel tomorrow for more great video reviews.